Hi, welcome back to Life and Style with Nicki. Thanks for joining me again. And I'm sorry I have not been, I haven't done any videos for about 3 weeks because I've been sick. And I'm just getting over it. I just have that cough hanging on like a lot of other people. So I hope you've been well. I have been wanting to do this video for quite some time. I've actually recorded it a couple of times. And there's always been something that I either felt like I needed to say more or less. So here we're going to try it again because it's very important. It's a very important video. And I've thought that it being invisible, and that's what this is about. Hello? Can you see me? I'm right here. Am I invisible? Am I irrelevant? I'm standing right in front of you. So anyway, I've thought it started like around 50. Lately, I'm hearing that it starts more with women around 40. So if I didn't start feeling it till 50, I'm glad that I didn't. But a few years ago, I started looking it up because every now and then I just was like, seriously, am I invisible? Do people not hear me? Do they not see me? Am I not, what's going on? So I looked it up and I listened to some podcasts and I listened to quite a few different things and read different things. And I wasn't happy with what I was reading or hearing at all because everything says that if you're feeling that way, it's on you. It's all you. It's your thinking. It's how, however you're thinking, you need to snap out of it and realize that you are relevant and you're not invisible. And you need to join groups, clubs, get out there, whatever. And I don't believe that's true. I don't believe that's true at all. I believe that it is not all on you if you're feeling invisible or irrelevant. I feel that some of it might be, but most of it, I think, is projected upon you from other people. It's how other people are making you feel. Not because you're letting them make you feel that way. That's just how they're making you feel. And people even set out, to make people feel that way, to make them feel ignored and invisible. And you can just get into a situation and in a day or, from somebody, and they're not doing it on purpose, but they're doing it nonetheless because they don't see you there. They don't feel that you're relevant there. And other people around maybe are more important to them, younger people, people their age. And so I think it's important. I think it's important to know that it's not all on you. It's people projecting themselves and their feelings about older people, and their feelings about people that are not their age. And a lot of it is our culture that, we don't respect our elders. And that's sad. It's very sad. But anyway, so I think a lot of it starts when you have kids. Not that you have to have kids to feel invisible or irrelevant. I don't mean that, but a lot of it starts with people because, like me, I have kids. And, you're the busy one. You're getting everything going. You're doing everything. You're counted on. People are counting on you for certain things, and you feel an importance. You feel like you're a little bit important out there to things that are going on. You're definitely important to your family and to everything that's going on with your kids, and you're important to your parents as well. And then things start changing as you get older and your kids go to college and maybe you become an empty nester. Maybe your spouse passes away or you get divorced or, and you become more alone. You're by yourself with things happening. Maybe all your friends are married now and you're not, you know, if your spouse passed away or anything. And those kind of things just change the dynamic of your everyday life and where you fit in and where you feel like you fit in. Okay, so that part is how you're feeling, if you feel that you're fitting in. But a lot of it also has to do with if you're still working and maybe your friends aren't working, maybe the people, you know, if you've been at the same place for years and people have retired, your friends have retired, and you are the, you know, the oldest one there. That's how it is in my situation. And so those things change, and those people don't know you like the other people did, the people your age did. They don't know your life. They don't know what you've been through, what you've done. They don't know anything about you except for what they see right at the moment. And they choose to make that story themselves, okay? And then that's what they're going to believe and stick to. And you know, you're not included in a lot of conversations, and you know, with people with kids and stuff. You can be included because you had kids. You went through the same things that they're going through right now. The only thing is, you did it years ago. You did it way before them. You've gone through all the situations, all the sicknesses, all the, you know, school calling, and you know, everything that happens, and you know, the ball games, and just keeping up with everything, keeping up with the friends, and working, you know, while while your kids are in school and things like that. So they don't, you know, you've already done all that. You've done it, and they don't look at you as you've done it. They look at you as you have no idea of what you're talking about if you try to get into a conversation that they're having about what's relevant in their life. So you start feeling invisible. You start feeling very irrelevant to the subjects and the matter that's, you know, that's going on around you. And they will start, some people will start making you feel that way and treating you that way by not talking to you or talking to somebody around you, and you know, things like that. That stuff does happen. So that's not on you. It's not you. It's not how you're thinking or something you need to do. It is how people are making you feel. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story about something that happened right before I got sick, the first time I did the video. And I was at CVS, and there were two cashiers, women. They were probably 40s, 50s, and working up front. And then there were three people that I knew of in the store, and that was me, and in my 60s, and there was a lady that was probably younger than me, I believe, and then there was an older lady who was very little and, you know, very stooped over, and, you know, could hardly reach things. I mean, she was hanging on to that cart, and she was just above the level of the cart. And very sweet lady, and I helped her around the store, you know, get a few things in the store that she couldn't reach, and I mean, she couldn't even see them, let alone reach them. And she probably shops in there a lot. I would think she probably goes to places that she, you know, feels more comfortable with all the time, and probably goes to the same places. So I helped her, was helping her with a few things, and she was very, very nice lady. And so anyway, we're all shopping, and then the two of us, the older lady and myself, were both at the register at the same time, two different people helping us, and the other lady had already gone out to her car. Well, a gentleman comes in, a man comes in, and real boisterous, you know, loud, and says, you know, has this shopping cart with him, and he says, "Well, I brought this shopping cart that old lady left in the parking lot." That old lady left in the parking lot. Well, that old lady was younger than me, and she was definitely younger than the older lady that was probably in her 80s, late 80s, I would think. And so he says this really loud, you know, and we all looked up. And the cashiers looked at me because they knew it wasn't right, and they knew that I was not happy about it. And I did say something and to him, and you know, about words. Watch your words. They mean something. They hurt people. And so then he said very flippantly, "Oh," as he looked at the older lady, "Oh, hello, you young, beautiful thing, you." Really? Seriously? Did you just say that to that lady? Do you think she fell for it? No, she didn't fall for it. I didn't fall for it. Nobody fell for it. But I'm telling you, at that moment, you cannot tell me that that lady did not feel invisible. She absolutely felt invisible. She absolutely felt irrelevant. I felt invisible. I felt irrelevant, except I was so mad. I was not going to feel anything but mad. So she, you know, she had to feel that way. And, you know, here she is. She should be able to know that she can go out to that parking lot and take her little cart, and really she shouldn't even have to, because one of the employees should help her out there with her cart and help her put her stuff in her cart. But anyway, she should have felt comfortable to go out in her parking lot and put her stuff in her car and leave that cart right there on the sidewalk. And she should have felt comfortable to do that, because she has earned the right to do that. Now, this man has just made her feel awful, because the one that went out, the lady that went out, was younger than all of us. And he projected that onto her. So that's one thing in that day. How many more things in that day, in that week, in the month, month after month after month? How many things does that lady hear? How many things do I hear? How many things do I see? How many times am I looked past? How many times am I lost in a conversation? A lot. It happens a lot. And it's not me. It's not how I'm making myself feel. It is how other people are projecting their feelings of aging onto you. Well, the thing is, it's going to hit us all. It's going to hit us all at one point. Some a little bit sooner than others, right? Some are going to age a lot faster than others. Some people are going to, health problems are going to hit them a lot faster. You have no idea. You have no idea what tomorrow is. If you have tomorrow, be kind. Be kind to people. Be nice to people. Don't project your feelings of ageism, of handicaps, of anything onto people. You don't know what your tomorrow is. You have no idea. You're not handicapped today, you might be tomorrow. You know you'll be aged down the road if you're lucky enough to get there, right? So be nice to those people that are already there. They're already in that situation of feeling people making them feel older. You know, if you're working, if you're not, you know, whatever. If you're retired, maybe you've retired years ago and you had to go back to work. You're already feeling, if you had to go back to work, you're not feeling that great about it. If you just wanted to, be something fun to do, that's great. But don't let people make you feel invisible. Get in those conversations, and, you know, they don't know. They don't know what you have been through. You know, I look at that little old lady, and that sweet little lady in CVS, and, you know, I said she's very little and stooped over. Who knows how tall that lady is? Who knows how tall she was her whole life? Maybe she was a basketball player. Maybe she was a volleyball player. Who knows what she was? Maybe she was a professor, a doctor, a lawyer. No one knows what this lady has already been through. Who knows? She could have been something, well, I'm sure she was something very special. We're all something very special. We're all beautiful. We're all made, you know, we're all made beautiful. We're made by God. We're, you know, it's just, you know, I'm at lost for words. I don't understand. I don't understand. Because we're all going to get there. Why that 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old has to feel any different about the 60, 70, 80, 90-year-old, because they're going to be there one day, and they're going to go through all the same things. And, you know, this is why I got on YouTube. This is why I got a channel for things like this, because it's things that we need to learn together and grow together and try to help each other on things like this, that, you know, you could just go through your daily life feeling like this all the time and thinking you're the only one that feels this way. You're not. You're not the only one that feels this way. There's a lot on people feeling invisible. And, you know, this is one aspect of it. I'm getting all fired up. This is one aspect of it. I saw the other day, Wayne Goss has a channel that is a fantastic channel, and makeup, skincare, and that kind of stuff. I don't know his age, but he had something the other day that was about invisible, but it was a whole different thing. It's the same concept, same thing, but he was talking about age 40 and up, how we are invisible to, women are invisible to the makeup industry, the skincare industry. We're the ones that spend the money. We're the ones that have the most disposable income that we can spend on these gadgets, skincare gadgets, and makeup, and the anti-aging products that we just continue to buy and try and buy and try. But we're not represented. We're not represented in that industry. When you see a commercial, and I thought this was very interesting how he was saying, you know, you see a commercial and it's, you know, the romance and of, you know, maybe this perfume or this cologne, and all the romance that goes through, and the kissing and the hugging and the love, and it is all with younger people. It's like older people aren't supposed to have romance anymore. We're not, you know, we're not represented in the industry like that at all. It's the younger people, and the commercials and things are, you know, you'll see an older person now and then in a commercial, but it's not mainstream. It is not the mainstream of the commercials out there. They're for younger people. We aren't represented, even though we are the ones that are spending the majority of our disposable income on these products and things. But and Wayne Goss is saying, you know, what do we need to do? What can we do? What can we do to be represented in this industry, to be seen as we are? You know, we have romance, we have relationships, you know, marriages that, you know, have lasted for years, and, you know, and and do we just need to be on the Medicare commercials and that kind of thing? No, we don't. We don't need to be. We have a full life. We are not irrelevant, and we need to be seen as relevant and not invisible. So my take on this, I hope your take on this is, people will try to project their vision and their insecurities and their fears of people that are aging, people that know more than them, people that are wiser than them, people who have been through more than them. They are afraid. I think a lot of people are afraid to talk to, get in a conversation with older people, and that's just wrong. It's just totally wrong. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you, and if you get a chance, there is a fantastic scene in Grace and Frankie, and they're in a convenience store and they're trying to buy something, and the clerk is not paying attention to them at all because there's a younger blonde girl there, and he's paying attention to her and not to Grace and Frankie, Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. And they just go crazy, screaming, "What am I, invisible? Can't you see me? I don't understand this." And it is hilarious. But it's in that show because it is true. It is true. It is happening all the time. And you're not crazy feeling that way. You're not crazy thinking that you're feeling invisible. It's not on you. It is not on you. So I hope that helped somebody. I hope it helped. And watch the Grace and Frankie episode if you can find that. It's wonderful. And please help, when you're out, be kind to everyone. To older people, if you can help somebody in the grocery, or my daughter has shopped with me, lately, and she can tell you that she might be shopping with me in the grocery store, and the next minute I am still over on one aisle and she's down 3 aisles because I've stopped to help someone or talk to somebody about something in the grocery store. It makes people feel better. It makes people feel better. I was at the grocery the other day at Aldi's, and at Aldi's you put a quarter in the cart, and then I don't know if everybody has Aldi's, but you put a quarter in the cart, and then you have your grocery cart, and that way you will return that cart and you'll get your quarter back. Well, I was taking my cart back the other day, and a lady came up and she handed me, she said, "Can I go ahead and take your cart?" She wanted to hold on to it going through the parking lot. She was older and it was going to steady her and balance her. And she said, "Can I take your cart?" And I said, "Yes." And so she started handing me her quarter. And I said, "I don't need that quarter." I said, "Just keep that quarter." And I told her, I said, you look very beautiful today." And she was stunned. She was so surprised. And she said, "Thank you for the cart." And she said, "Bless you, honey. You are so sweet. You've made my day." I'm sure I did make her day. How easy was that to make her day? A compliment. It was a tiny little compliment. Tiny. Took me 2 seconds. Took me 2 seconds to say it. She took my cart, and I'm telling you, I'm sure she felt good going through that grocery store because somebody that she didn't know told her that she looked beautiful that day. Do that. Do that to somebody. Make somebody feel good. So, I'm getting emotional about this. Anyway, go out. Go out. Be good. Be kind. Please. Be a blessing to somebody today, tomorrow, the next day, and somebody will be a blessing to you too. I'm sure of it. Thanks a bunch for listening to me. Leave me a comment if you ever feel invisible or anything like that. If you've, if you have come across any of this, let me know. Let me know. And if you can, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thanks a bunch. I really appreciate you. Bye-bye.